Together in soldiers came home. It was celebrated as a homecoming, and then from that day forward, eventually was changed to Veterans Day, and that time of peace and the end of the challenge in Europe was celebrated to give thanks to our veterans who made that peace happen. And today, we no longer celebrate the armistice of World War I, but we do continue to celebrate our veterans, those who currently serve, and those who have served, and those who continue to keep their hearts and their memories alive, those with stories that we will never understand ourselves as civilians, those with the honor of serving next to friends, those who have lost friends in the midst of battle and in peacetime exercises. We come today to say that even though we may not understand, we support you and we are with you. We come today to say thank you for giving this world peace, even though it meant great sacrifice and great struggle. We come today to say thank you to all those who serve for their humanitarian deeds around the world and what they choose to do, even though it is often dangerous for them, and oftentimes it is not something they select to do, but are elected to do. And so, as they continue in that spirit, let us give thanks, let us honor, and let us walk beside those who have walked for us and for so many in this world. As we gather today, I do want to make a couple of introductions before we begin. I'm proud to have with us today and pleased to have with us, first and foremost, you'll hear from somebody that may look halfway familiar. He's been running around campus for the past couple of weeks. Philip Crawford, who is our new chaplain over at the health center. Philip will be a part of our service today. And also, I think you also know the young man behind me. I can say young man because he's the same age as I am. Sits right behind me, who's going to be our guest speaker today, Carter Hendricks, who many of you know is hometown proud and a hometown boy, a 1991 graduate of Christian County High School, and a 1995 graduate of Western Kentucky University. Carter comes to us today being asked to speak on behalf of the community and on behalf of all of us who give thanks to our veterans and honor them today, as one who has served as the Senior Vice President of Community and Military Affairs at the Hopkinsville Christian County Chamber of Commerce. And also many of you know from last Tuesday that Carter is now the Mayor Elect of Hopkinsville. He is also the past president, board member for the Kentucky-Tennessee chapter of the Association of the United States Army. And it is with a very proud and a very big heart that Carter comes to us, and he has even been so nice to share his father's uniform. And his father wore at retirement, his father a veteran himself. And so it is a story that Carter himself knows all too well growing up with a veteran father and hearing those stories, I'm sure, from time to time. So we're pleased to have Carter with us today. We're pleased to have Philip with us today. And we are extremely pleased to have all of our guests of honor, our veterans upon this campus with us today. So welcome and thank you for being here. I want us to start off, of course, as many of you know, when it comes to patriotic songs, they're some of the hardest in the world to sing. They're written in awkward keys and high keys and all that fun stuff. And we're unfortunately not able to have our pianist accompany us with us today. So I picked the lesser of the two hard songs, God Bless America over the Star Spangled Banner, for us to try to sing today. And I'm going to try to start us off fairly low, get us close, and then we'll jump in. And I want to remind us, too, There is an error in the insert, that the last line we do repeat, and we do go a little high, and then come back a little low. So we'll do our best as we gather today to give thanks. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the ocean wide with gold. God bless America.
How's everyone doing this morning? What a beautiful morning we have. It's my pleasure to be here and certainly appreciate you guys inviting me and Leela. I know you're out there somewhere. Yeah, you're taking a picture right now. Thank you for inviting me. Quickly here, I was here about a month ago as I was aspiring to be the mayor. Who was here for that debate about a month ago, if you don't mind raising your hand? So a few of you, if we could make sure we check on those that raised their hand. The fact they came back after having heard me speak once makes me concerned for their judgment or their mental state of mind. So let's make sure we keep a close eye on them. As I've introduced, my name is Carter Hendricks, and it's my pleasure and honor to be here with you this morning on this Veterans Day. And I'm going to give you a confession. I did not serve in the military, so I do not speak from the experience of a veteran. But you do need to know this. On November 25th, 1973, I was born the son of Command Sergeant Major retired John B. Hendricks and Betty Hendricks. So that was November 20, where did he go? I was born November 25th, 1973. How old are you again? Let's make sure we clarify.
January 19th, 1974.
So he's younger than me. He's younger than me. And I'm feeling a little older than I should. I thought he was going to be older than me. I shouldn't have called you out like that. November 25th, 1973. I was born at Fort Campbell at the old Army Hospital, what is now the MP Battalion, right inside of Gate 5. And if you're familiar with that, my mom likes to joke that I was born in a jail, since it's now the MP Battalion. I said, well, if that's the case, then you must have been in trouble, Mom. So tell me what went on that day to let us there. But that's where I was born. And I have to tell you, I feel so fortunate to have been born to Command Sergeant Major, who happened to be my dad. A veteran who served 5 combat tours in Korea and Vietnam, and who tried to get into World War II, but after getting caught at age 16, they kicked him back out and said he couldn't serve. So I'm very honored and humbled to have been raised by my mom and my dad. And I want to tell you a little bit about that childhood growing up, because as it says, we're here to reflect a little bit on this Veterans Day. And I want you to understand what it meant to be raised by a veteran, what that meant to me at least. And I know many of you are veterans yourself, so you can remember the experience from having been the parent. And maybe you're also a child of a veteran. But I just wanted to share my experience of being raised by a veteran. So I grew up on Hazel Street. I think Mr. Dixon's still out there somewhere, and a few others that know that street. I grew up on Hazel Street, and I had a great childhood. But when you're raised by a veteran, and